Hi, and thanks so much again for joining me. Today we are talking about this. It is the new Hourglass liquid liner, and we're just going to take a look at it. It is a felt tip eyeliner, black. Let's just read a little bit about it. It says, it's a long-wearing waterproof liquid liner enriched with ultra-black pigments for the darkest, most dramatic definition. This waterproof formula dries quickly to prevent smudging and transfer for all-day wear. The precision felt tip glides comfortably along the lash line without skipping or tugging to create thin, precise lines for sophisticated definition or bold, dramatic lines for the perfect winged eye. It delivers the perfect amount of ultra black formula in every stroke, making it easy to use for novices and experts alike. I will be comparing this Hourglass product to my go-to Tom Ford eye defining pen. This sets a pretty high standard. I will link the video below of my first impression of the Tom Ford product. Since then, I've been using it as my liquid liner, and I haven't had a reason to go look for a new liquid liner, except for the fact that Hourglass came out with one. So Hourglass seems to be coming out with more and more new things. They seem to just be turning them out. So I thought I'd give this a try and kind of test it against this. Again, super high standard, so we'll see how this measures up. The applicators on these are different though. This is a calligraphy end, while this one has a felt tip, so the control will be different based on the kind of end on either ones. So I'll show you how I applied the Tom Ford to this eye and then the Hourglass to this eye and give a little comparison, see how they're doing, and then check in with you at the end to give you my final thoughts on a first impression. So if you'd like to see that, please keep watching. And I have all of my makeup on right now except for eyeliner and mascara, so I'm just going to add the Tom Ford on this side and then the Hourglass on this side. And I can go in and soften that edge a little bit before it sets. All right, now for the Hourglass. This definitely looks more like a felt tip. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some mascara and then I'll be right back. And I'm back, I've applied mascara and that's it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and revisit the claims on the Hourglass product and compare what the claims say to my experience and to the Tom Ford experience. Okay, this waterproof formula dries quickly to prevent smudging and transfer for all day wear. It dried really quickly, so there was no time to play with it or smudge out the edges, which is what I like to do with a Tom Ford. So once you get this on, it dries almost immediately. There is no movement. I'm touching it. Yeah, let's just take a look. Nothing's moving. As I touch it, it's like it is stuck on there. So that is definitely something that is accurate. The precision felt tip glides comfortably along the lash line without skipping or tugging to create thin, precise lines for sophisticated definition or bold, dramatic lines for the perfect winged eye. So yes, there was no skipping. I didn't experience that. It's definitely thin on the end, so you can get something very precise if you want to. You can also make a wing, which I did. It was really easy to make this straight line because of the felt tip. It's a little bit more firm, so it's gonna be more precise in terms of making a straight line. The Tom Ford calligraphy end is a little bit more flexible, or a lot more flexible, so you do have to be careful when you make a straight line to make sure it is indeed straight. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of wiggle. I think the Tom Ford pen requires a little bit more practice and experience, whereas the Hourglass is really good for a novice, like it says. If you're not sure about how to use it yet, I think that's a good one to start with because you don't have as much flexibility. You can also bend the Tom Ford calligraphy end and get more pigment on at a time if you want to. And that was really nice for me when I was filling in the wing part, the triangle at the end. There's quite a bit I have to fill in. So with the Tom Ford, because it is flexible, more flexible, it allows me to get more pigment on more quickly. This took a little bit of time because it was like drawing in more thin lines. It didn't bend as easily. So I don't know if that's important to you, but I did notice that along the way. And then it says it delivers a perfect amount of ultra black formula in every stroke. It is very black. However, I have to say that the Tom Ford eyeliner is just a bit blacker. So I know it's probably hard to even tell from where you're sitting that there's a difference, and it's honestly wouldn't be something that I would notice if I was wearing Hourglass on both sides. It's pretty deep, but the Tom Ford is just a smidge darker. So if that is important to you, that's something to think about. So all of its claims were accurate in terms of the Hourglass product. So I'll be interested to see how this goes over the next few weeks, to see how they compare. And maybe they aren't even two things that I want to compare. Maybe there's something I'll use for a different purpose based on maybe how much time I have, or what kind of eyeliner I want to do, or what event I'm going to. So all of those fun things are things I'll consider throughout the next month or so. Ever since I did the first impression on the Tom Ford liner, though, I think that was a few months ago, I've been using this, and like I said, really had no reason to go back to finding another one. I just did because it's Hourglass. Thought I'd give it a try and give you some information that might be helpful to you. So if you learned something from this video, if you found it helpful, or if you just enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. The Precision Felt Tip Glide. So I'll be using both of these products over the next... I will be using both of these products over the next couple...